Alright everybody, in this settings video I'll show you guys my settings and what I like to do personally. You guys can obviously follow my settings if you would like to. If not, that's cool. I don't really much mind. But hope you enjoy, like, subscribe, and do everything like that, and let's roll to the video. Alright, tip number one would be in your FOV settings. Most people have it at 70, which it would zoom in on console, which like it looks like disgusting. But if you change it to 104, as I do, sometimes I play 104, 106. Look at that. More wider range. You can tell where people are at. It won't be insanely zoomed in. And it would just be better for everybody. And then make your experiences more pleasant, I guess. Alright. Tip number two will be in the trigger dead zones. So what trigger dead zones do? Let me put it on let me put on default. Let me put it to my controller. Let me put my controller into the microphone and see if you guys can hear it. 3, 2, 1.
Must go faster.
Okay, and if you let me turn it off. See how instant that was? There was like no delay in there or anything. That would be tip number two. And number three will be the ALC settings, the advanced look control. This is mine. You guys would love to copy that. So this obviously you have way more, like you can adjust it to what you like. I am a run gun shooter. I like playing like very aggressively, so that's why all my settings are to like my liking. But if I would turn it off and I play like how I do in the default settings right here, it's not good for me. I really don't like it. These response curves on linear. I always played on linear since I always played on linear since Fortnite. My dead zone is on small, and dead zone movement is small. Everything in vibrations. You turn everything off. There. But for me, this default right here is way too like stiff, so that's why I use my advanced look controls so everything can be like, look at this. But if I put it back on, if I turn it off, well, I don't think I'll be able to do that. Yeah, look at that. Oh my god, though. But if I turn it back on, and tip number 4 will be your damage. Most people will have their damage numbers to stacking. Most people have that to both. Yeah, that's way too much clutter. As you can see, like all those, you can see like the 11, the gray 11. There, so you can see the gray 11s. You can see the 22s, obviously. But if you turn it off to floating, that's all you can see is the added one, 22, 22, 30. And people have their shield icons, which I don't really know about that, but I always turn mine off because like so it doesn't like cluttered the whole entire screen while I'm fighting. So I can just see. Tip number 5 would be make sure fire controller players that you guys play close to medium range. So make sure that like aim assist ain't too strong in here. It's not like Call of Duty where it's like overpowered. But it's pretty good. But fighting close to mid range is definitely a controller's specialty. Like long range with the controller, you're obviously not going to be more precise. Alright, everybody, the sixth tip I can do, make sure, where is it? Make sure auto sprint is on. That's the way I like to play it. That's how you run fast. Obviously, it's like self-explanatory. Not auto sprint. So you don't have to waste time. You don't waste extra movement pressing down on your joystick. You can just like run whenever you want. Especially if it's mid-fight and you have to like get out of there quick. You don't have to press it. They said it would be a wasted movement. So you just boom, just get out of there. So everything's already full speed. And you can just dip out of there. You know what tip number 7, 8, and 9 would be menu cursor speed, which is the cursor right now. It makes it way quicker, especially like it comes in handy when you're trying to shield swap mid-fight or take ammo mid-fight or anything mid-fight, or it doesn't have to be mid-fight, but it makes it way quicker. The other tip was tap to use and hold to reload, right? So if there's a door and your teammate's knocked by the door, you can either tap to open the door or you can hold to res your teammate. I know that's like a kind of a how would you say it? Kind of like a trouble thing that most control players have, because like we don't have as much variety like button wise like mouse and keyboard players. So there's a tip for that. And the other tip is definitely in the gameplay settings. It's taking damage, closes death box or crafting menus. Right? So once you get shot, like usually default it's on. So once you get shot, it automatically closes the menu. But you don't want this, especially if it's mid-fight. So close that off. So once you get shot, it doesn't close for you to have an easy shield swap. And the 10th and final tip is for like, this is obviously like you can play default settings, you can change your own settings, but it's how I play on mine. I play custom. My jump is the R joystick, right? You press that down to jump. As I said, this is for mine personally. I have my aim down and attack for the bumpers, because if it's like on the trigger, for me personally, it takes like it takes like a second for that to for you to press your triggers down. So when you play bumpers, you don't, it doesn't really, it kind of like you shoot pretty instantly. Except for this one, like it obviously takes time for you to push your triggers. So that's why I have my aim down sight and my attack on my triggers, and I have the rest on my attack and aim down sight on my bumpers, and I have the rest of my triggers. And melee is X, and then that's actually all of it right there.